Hi, thank you for joining me today. I am Jackie Horton, your virtual wellness and health specialist. I'm here to promote wellness and good health. Hey, how are you today? Welcome to Mental Health Monday. I am Jackie Horton, your virtual wellness and health specialist. So, as I was preparing for today, I was trying to kind of not go so gloomy and dark, but I do want to talk about some different things that we should consider to thinking about. Let me ask you, have you ever heard of words can create a thought that leads to a behavior that eventually causes a lot of confusion, and your behavior also demonstrates that you are sort of struggling with some confusion with some words? We've all done it. And I think one of the things that I'm learning in this season is that the words that once were used to help empower and help motivate and inspire have actually become words of division, putting down others, questioning others if they're worth being in your presence. And to some degree, there's been a lot of humility that's been lost as a result of these words having been given new terms, new meanings, new ways of expression. So what I'm getting at today is that three words that come across, in some of my sessions and also in some of my interactions with, different people in different settings. The first word is deserve. The second word is settle. And the third word is worth. Now, at one point in time, I think that the idea of using I deserve was a way to state that, you're valuing yourself. Another thing is, I was thinking also that when we used to say I won't settle, meaning that also another way that we were self-defining. Then the last word is worth. I want to make sure that what I worked towards, what I receive, is a indication of my worth. However, along the lines, we've sort of gotten into an arrogance with these words, a cockiness, and we cover it up by stating that, no, these are words of inspiration and positive. However, if the person is on the receiving end of, these types of verbiage, may not experience them as being positive towards him or herself. So my point is that I want to make sure that we sort of really look at these words and determine if this is the right choice of words to use in situations, particularly in situations where there's emotions involved, where there's sensitive, topics involved, where there's, sort of like a place where you want to just kind of create the space so everybody can sort of feel worthy and everybody can feel welcome and everybody can feel heard. So deserve, settle, and worth. If you've used any of these words, I kind of want you to think about how was it received by the other person. For example, so with a non-personal relationship, if you went into if you went into an office of your leadership and said, well, I deserve $10 more per hour because of this reason. And even though it does not sound like it's like a confrontation or an affront, you don't know how the other person views the word deserve and how they may attain or assign a meaning to it. So that's why I'm kind of a little bit careful about the word now. Although when we started to talk about it and use it in the I statements, it was well-meaning. The other word is that we say, I settled. I won't settle. I would never settle. And I think that's the implication that the other person or the other situation is less than you. As a matter of fact, I know it does mean that, because a person who is told that, hey, I won't settle for you, I want deal with this with you, usually means that you're not doing what I would like to have in my life. It's not fitting with me and myself. So I'm just not going to settle for it. And although that could be seen as, a person who's self-asserting, not an issue with that. But we also have to make sure, as I said again, if we have to make sure that we sort of don't use word that others that may, have different meanings for different people with different circumstances and so on. And the last word is worth. So self-worth, human worth and all that, we really want to know, we kind of have to agree in some ways that, people having worth should be a general common, thought that anybody that's alive and human have some worthiness. But again, when we attach worth with specific meanings around directed it towards a different group of people or employment and so forth, we don't know how the other person has started to define worth and what it means when you say it to him or her or to the company or, to whatever situation that you're addressing by using this word. And so going back to what I stated earlier was that, words they're loaded. They can come with a lot of responsibility, not only for the person who's speaking it, but the person who's on the receiving end of it. And so you want to be careful not to close down communication lines by using words that may have different meanings, different descriptions, and different meanings of the description and different, experience for people, because that's a sure way to close down a communication, particularly when you want the communication to remain in place, but increase, improve. And so check in with yourself on the word deserve, settle, and worth, and let me know how it has been used by you to others. And if you can, think about that person's experience and how, if the person used it towards you, did you feel like that was a welcoming and invite to open communications. Take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me today. This is the last week in January. Let's keep going with getting things started with a new year, a new plan, and a fixed purpose. Take care.